Hey y'all, it's Shay Johnson, and I just wanted to hop on real quick and talk to you guys about some things that I'm seeing on my timeline. And so, everyone knows, or most of everyone knows, what has been happening with George Floyd and the protests and the riots and the looting and the issue, the Black Lives Matter movement. That has taken on a lot of momentum and has become this really global and national thing. And so it's not just us, and it's been a very good thing. And I've been noticing that there are some people who, no matter how much truth you present to them, no matter how many facts, how many statistics, they always find a reason to say, yeah, but what about this? Yeah, I hear you, but what about this? And so I wanted to address that because, to be honest, it's irritating me. It's pissing me off. And I believe that the people on my timeline that are saying that, I know them personally, and I don't think that they are meaning for it to come across as being insensitive or as being the very part of the problem. I don't think that's what they're intending. So I just want to address that. So my first thing, I love to talk in stories. I love to give analogies. And the biggest analogy or example or picture that I can give is that of a marriage that's in trouble, right? Or if you and your significant other are arguing or doing something and that person tells you, hey, you hurt me. After years and years of therapy or counseling and, all the things that are out there, when the person that you love tells you that you have hurt them, your response should never be, yeah, well, you hurt me too. Or, well, what about what you did to the kids? Because you're dismissing the pain. And so let's start with that. Every time that you bring up, well, what about black on black crime? Or what about white on white crime? Or what about black on white crime? Or what about whatever, fill in the blank. It is like you are dismissing the fact that we are hurting. And that is always going to lead to more conflict. And we don't want more conflict. We want peace. We want to stop having to be afraid. And the only way to do that is to feel heard, to feel validated, and to feel like things are actually going to change. So let's address that. Stop asking about all the other scenarios and situations and other things because they don't matter in regards to this specific hurt. Stop dismissing our pain because it makes you uncomfortable. Stop dismissing our pain because you have an excuse for whatever reason why you have pain. Stop dismissing our pain, period. You like that? Okay. So stop dismissing our pain. The next thing I want to talk about is, why do you want to dismiss it? What in you says, oh, I can't let this be true. I can't let this apply because if it does, then blank. What is the thing that is making you so afraid to tackle this? What is making you so afraid to look in the mirror or look inside yourself or look at your neighbor or look at your lifestyle and accept the fact that these statistics are real? There really is a problem. We're not making this up. We aren't in Never Never Land. This isn't like a perfect world. And so everyone knows that things happen. Why is it so difficult for you, the people who are fighting against it, to just see what is really there? Does that make sense? And so, again, I know that not everybody is racist. Not every white person is racist. Not every black person is racist. Not any group is anything. Not every cop is bad. Not every woman is submissive. Not every man is a woman beater. Not every nerd is a person that also doesn't have any street sense, right? Like, no person is exactly the same as another person, and we get that. So us saying that we are hurting, us saying that there's pain, us saying that this is enough, like, stop it, doesn't mean that other bad things aren't happening. It just means that we're tired of this bad thing happening. And we can address the other bad things too. Yes, we know that police don't only profile race, right? But the biggest difference is a person that is a biker chooses to ride a bike. A person that gets a tattoo chooses to get a tattoo. I would know. I have them everywhere. A person doesn't get to choose the color of their skin. You don't get to choose how you were born. You don't get to pick which team you're on in this regard. You don't get to decide if you're going to be black or if you're going to be white, if you're going to be tan, if you're going to be olive skinned, if you're going to have red hair. Originally, you can dye it, but like, you don't get to choose those things. So being targeted because of something that you have zero control over is wrong. That would be like targeting a special needs person. They don't get to choose if they have special needs. A child doesn't get to choose if they have autism. And if a group of people were targeting all autistic people, we would have a problem with it. So why do you not see why this is a problem? I don't understand the disconnect. I don't understand what you are fighting against. I don't understand what the resistance is. And we're not saying that all black people are good. We know that some of us are stone cold stupid and out of our minds, but that's true for any race. So why can't we as a collective whole agree that this specific thing is wrong? This specific thing needs to change, and whatever we can do to make this change will benefit the whole collective as a community. Like, what is wrong with that? What is wrong with having a kumbaya moment and saying, yes, I see it, I get it, I didn't get it before? What's wrong with educating yourself? Like, before you go posting stuff and saying, and of course you only post the things that are interesting to you because they bring up another side, because the truth is you don't really want to admit that in this country, black people have been targeted. But let's go back. How did we even get to this country? How did you even get to this country? How would you like it if a group of people came to your house and said, hey, I didn't like it at my house. Your house and your land is better, so I'm just going to take over here. You wouldn't like it. No one would like it. How would you like it if people came to your house and said, hey, I know you're over here living and doing great and all of that, but I really need you over here in my place because I don't want to do this stuff, so I'm just going to use you to do it, and then take you to their land and make you work for them for nothing. And then when you don't do what they want you to do, you get beat or die or get separated from the wife that you had, the child that you had. Your wife gets raped. Like, how would you like it if it wasn't the black people that were being oppressed? How would you like it if it was you? We're not saying that all white people are racist. We're not saying that all cops are bad. We're not saying that anybody is anything. What we are saying is this is wrong and we need to fix this. And yes, we also do need to fix profiling in general. We also do need to fix all the other biases and all the other isms, whether it's feminist or like people that are sexist or racist or feminist in the bad way where you feel like women have to be, in this box or bubble. Like, we need to stop putting our expectations on other people in general and stop judging people in general. But right now in this moment, we have an open wound. And that wound cannot continue to get deeper and deeper. It is time for that wound to heal. And the only way for that to happen is for people to admit that it is there and stop telling us to suck it up, buttercup. Because what you're going to end up getting back in return is more and more chaos, more and more anger, more and more fighting. We don't want the fighting. We just want to not have to fear for our lives when we step outside. I want to not have to fear for the life of my 15-year-old son because he has dreads. And I know that in this country, if a person saw him in a Dodge Charger, if that was what I got him when he turned 16 and got his license, that he would be judged. People will automatically assume that he probably was selling drugs or associated with some people that sold drugs or something, because in this country there's so much underlying bias because it has always been that way. This isn't a new issue. It never has changed. It may have changed how it's addressed. It may have changed how it comes out, but the underlying issue of how blacks have been treated in America has never changed since the 1600s. It's never changed. So step down off your high horse. Stop bringing up all these other things that don't matter to this point and just address this one point. And we promise if we can get some progress here, if we can get some more momentum and building up and things to start changing here, it will trickle down to all the other biases. Looking into how bad things are with this will open up the gates to look into how bad things are in other stuff too. We're not saying that none of the other things need to be addressed. What we're saying is right now, can we address this? So can we? Can we all agree to address this one thing right now and let all the other stuff be on the shelf for just a second so we can address this?